Hi guys. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Um, I'm hoping to make this video a little shorter than the last time, so these check-in videos won't be as long as last time. So a couple of reminders, just make sure you're checking those emails and checking those Google Classrooms. Teachers are going to start taking attendance here soon based off of how you participate in your classes, so make sure you're checking everything and staying on top of things. And then if you're interested to see on what's going on in the school, check Miss Perry's blog. She's going to start posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there'll be 3 updates a week. And you can access that blog through the school's website. And then finally, Mr. Roy's doing an awesome job at the morning announcements. It's kind of like we're still there. So be sure to check your emails every morning. He sends out like an audio version of the announcements, and it's pretty awesome. A quick update on me. I am trying to go outside when I can if there is no rain or snow, and if it's not freezing. So I'm trying to go outside a little more. I'm starting some seeds for the summer, so I'm excited. I did pick up a new hobby called macrame. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. I had to find a way to make new coasters because my dog ate mine. So that's how I made my new coasters. And then I'm also trying to call my family back home in Arizona as much as I can. They're handling the situation a little differently than we are. I don't think the state isn't on kind of like a lockdown like we are. And we're not really on a lockdown, but it's not as strict as our state, that's for sure. Almost everything's still open for them. So I'm trying to make them stay home. They have a lot more cases than we do. So I think they're up to 700 or 800. And we're at, I think, around 2 so far. So I just check in on them. They both work jobs where they're considered essential employee, or my sister and my mom both work jobs where they're considered essential employees. So they have to go in anyway, even if there was anything to happen. So I just check in on them as much as I can. And I'm hoping after all this, I'm a better cook because we're trying to cook at home as much as we can. Tonight I'm making homemade tortillas. So I'm very excited. I've already made these before, so I already know what's going on with them, but hey, it's something new, right? And then let me know what's going on with you guys. Send me emails, update me. I miss you guys. I hope you're kind of doing some fun stuff other than this online school as well. So let me know how you're doing. Send me a quick email. And then for this week, it looks like you guys have 2 assignments. So the first one is going to be a discussion post. You're going to see a post on Classroom as a question. So you'll see 3 questions that you have to answer. And then you'll also see an expectations document that's going to be attached to it. So the expectations document pretty much outlines everything, what you should expect for this, how you're going to be graded. So you guys will see that as well. The discussion posts are going to work a couple different ways. You're going to have an initial post. So that initial post, you're just going to answer the 3 questions. Each answer should be about 4 to 5 sentences each. It could be a little more, could be, I wouldn't say it could be a little less because you wouldn't fully answer the question. So it could be a little more than 4 to 5 sentences. I wouldn't go on like a 5-paragraph essay because that's too much to read. So 4 to 5 sentences each. And you can answer the questions either like number 1 is, number 2 is, number 3, yada, yada. Or you can answer it like an essay style. You don't have to put the numbers. You can just kind of like mix up and make sure you're answering everything. This week's discussion board is going to look a little bit like number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1 and 2 kind of are talking about the same thing-ish. But it's just the way it is this week. For future reference, though, they can be in essay form. And then, so that's your initial post, just answering those 3 questions. And then some of you might have to come back and reply, but you're going to reply to 2 of your classmates. So, and these replies are going to be about 3 to 4 sentences. So, a pretty good reply, right? Really quick, a sentence doesn't look like "I agree," period, and then you continue with your post. I agree is not a sentence. So if I see any "I agree," period, or "I disagree," period, I'm going to not count that as a sentence. So make sure you're going, or you can say "I agree," you can say "I disagree," you can say whatever you want, as long as it's not mean. But if you say "I agree," say "I agree because blah, blah, blah." "I disagree because blah, blah, blah." There shouldn't be any of those, but it's okay if there are. And then Each post that you have is going to be about 5 points each. So even that initial post, those 3 posts or questions that you're going to answer, is going to be, those are 15 points, and then your 2 replies are 10 points. So it should be 25 points total for this entire post. So each question, I'm sorry, is going to be 5 points. So 25 points altogether. And there's an example, if you're not sure how to answer a discussion post fully, I did give an example of like a question from the COVID-19 research, and then I answered it below, so you could see like how big an answer should be ish. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog playing upstairs. She's kind of running around and barking, and she slaps her hands on the ground, so she's really loud. So that's the discussion post. You have the initial post, you're answering the 3 questions, and then your reply, which is 2 to 2 classmates. So your discussion post questions are, number 1, compare and contrast the upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. How does COVID-19 affect the upper respiratory tract, the lower respiratory tract, or both? And then how, sorry, so does it, and then how. And then number 2 is compare your timestamp numbers from last week's assignments to your current numbers. So you're gonna have to recheck these. Whatever platform you used, I would suggest using that same platform, because I know with, like, for example, Johns Hopkins, they try to update, they said every 20 minutes, but I don't know if it actually gets done every 20 minutes. So just make sure you're using that same platform that you used before. So recheck those numbers. How have they changed? And how might they change in 3 to 4 weeks if everyone practices social distancing? And how might they change in 3 to 4 weeks if we didn't practice social distancing? So if we just decided to reopen everything and continue as usual, what would that look like? So I want you guys to answer these questions by thinking of like Maine and our surrounding areas, so our surrounding states, if we complied and if we didn't comply. So New England as a whole, because in Arizona, it looks a lot different. And I was gonna have you guys answer a lot differently until I talked to my mom and sister this weekend, because they're not really, they're practicing it, but not really. So what would this look like in New England? And then number 3 is going to be find and describe a condition of the respiratory system. So you guys are going to find one, or a condition of the respiratory system, and you're going to describe it. What structures of the respiratory system are impacted? You're going to be specific. So like the pharynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, what's impacted specifically. And then how is it diagnosed? So you can use your notes like under the diagnostics piece. There are some ideas of how it could be diagnosed. And then what is the treatment? And you can use your notes again. There's a treatment piece. How is this treated? So you're going to answer those 3 questions in your initial post and then reply to 2 of your classmates. And then finally, the last assignment for this week is going to be breathing mechanism questions. So you're going to use, it's about 11 questions. So it's number 20 to number 30 in your textbook. It's chapter 9, section 4 in your text. So you'll read section 4 and answer the questions as you go. And again, these questions are in the text, but I wrote them out in the Google Doc just so you guys could answer those. It's 11 questions, like I said. These need to be in complete sentences. So there should be like 1 or 2 sentences for each question. Just because you put a period at the end of your answer does not make it a complete sentence. So think about what a complete sentence is and then write one of those. You might have to restate part of the question in the beginning. But we're going to work on answering fully. I should be able to like take out your questions and then read your answers and know what you're talking about, know what you're answering. I guess that's the best way to explain a complete sentence. So be sure those are in complete sentences. If you don't have your text with you, that's fine. Email me. I will send you the digital copy of the text. So bear with me. I know that some of you guys really opted against the digital copy, but if you, for whatever reason, left your textbook in the building and we cannot access those, so let me know. I can send you a digital copy, no problem. So again, that's chapter 19, section 4 in your text. Those are your 2 assignments for the week. We're almost done with the respiratory system. We will finish up next week. You guys are going to create your own quiz to take. So that'll be the end of that, and we'll start the digestive system next week. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions over those 2 assignments. Email me. Let me know how you're doing. Also check in with me. And I hope to see you guys soon. I hope you guys stay healthy and have a great week.